Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is very exciting because we are going to be talking about my 2020, yes that's correct here, 2020 beauty favorites. So I'm going to talk about all of my favorite products from this year, a few old favorites, but mostly these are new products that I discovered this year because I love everything that I've talked about in my past yearly favorites. I still continue to rotate through my collection, but I really wanted to hone in and focus on the things that I feel like I discovered this year or really just used more and more, just because I feel like that would be the most interesting, the most helpful maybe. I'll link my past two yearly favorites down below. It's crazy to me that this is my third yearly favorites video that I am filming. I love filming videos. I love this hobby so much and I just love sharing, I don't want to say like my knowledge, but I just love getting on here and doing different beauty and lifestyle related videos. This is going to be like an extra long favorites video, so grab a snack, grab some wine, grab a drink of your choice, grab your dog, grab your mom, grab your fish, and without further ado, if you want to see me talk about everything that I've been loving, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Okie dokie, so I have broken down products by category and I will list everything in the description box below by category so you can follow along, or in case maybe I'm talking too fast, which I talk very fast. So if you miss anything, I will have that down below. So first of all, let's start with primer. Now, two of these I discovered last year actually, but I feel like I was really using them this year especially. You know, this year has been absolutely crazy with everything going on in the world, but no matter how shitty of a year it's been, I actually talk about this with my friends and family a lot. Like, I try to maintain this perspective of, sorry, this is completely not related to primer, but I wanted to bring it up because it is like a yearly video. I tell my friends and my family, like, you know, we're going to look back on this year and we're going to be like, you know, we didn't have each other. Like, we didn't have everything that we have that we may take for granted. Like, I have my dog, I have my place, I have my family, everyone's healthy, I have my job, like a roof over my head, like all these things that, you know, are things that we're like, oh yeah, of course we have, but you know, we had a shitty year and honestly, like, people have lost their lives due to this craziness and, you know, we've lost our social lives. But at the end of the day, I feel like what's been a great takeaway is being able to hone in on what really matters in this world and learning not to take those things for granted and just telling your friends that you love them, telling your family that you love them, making efforts, checking on your friends, checking on the people that you love, and just showing that outreach of communication, because we're not going to have each other forever and we're not going to have the things that we feel like we are going to have forever. So it's really important, and I feel like this year has taught us, if anything, to just really hone in on the people you love, hone in on the things you love, and make the most out of the time that you have. But with that being said, back to primer, because I don't know, this reminded me of like the virus and how we've been wearing masks, so our makeup has been all messed up underneath our masks. So anyway, I have been turning to like gripping primers or high adherence primers, and I want to mention this guy because I use this a lot this summer. This is the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. This is just a blurring primer. It comes out with the consistency of a silicone like finish. I'm almost out of mine, but it really is like that pore smoothing primer, and it does make your makeup last a really long time. Not as long as like a full-on sticky tacky primer, but this was a great 2-in-1 for me that I would turn to a lot this year if I wanted something that was blurring but also something I would just hold onto my makeup, because some blurring primers, you know, they don't give you that adhering benefit, and some gripping primers, they don't give you that pore smoothing benefit. So this is a great all-in-one primer, and it's so affordable. It's $5. You can get it at Ulta or Sephora. It's good stuff. And then gripping primer, obviously, I feel like I was using this more towards the end of the year. This is the Milk Makeup HydroGrip Primer. This is a wonderful primer. It is like that consistency where you pump it out. A little goes a long way. Like, honestly, I would just do 1 to 2 pumps max and really focus it on kind of like my areas, like my mask area or here in my T-zone. And it comes out like a jelly. Rub it in and it feels very liquidy, but then after you let it sit for a little bit, it gets very tacky, and that's gonna let your makeup just stick onto your face, and it does a great job. Honestly, this was $30, but as you can see, I got this last year, like over a year ago, and I've barely used this much just because I'm going through so many primers. With a mask, like, this truly does help your makeup stay on. It's not going to be completely foolproof, right? Because you have like something rubbing on your face, so obviously a little bit's going to come off, but this really does help mitigate the damage. My third primer that I want to talk about that I actually discovered this year is the Hello Fab Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. This is a great primer primer. It also is a pore smoothing primer, but it's definitely a little bit thicker, but it feels really, really nice on your skin. It just smooths out your areas. It does control shine. Obviously you can see right here, my hand is a little bit more matte than here. Like you can really see it does blur your skin. This is a great primer, $28, oil-free, safe for sensitive skin, and this was a great find this year. All right, after primer comes foundation, and I have 3 that I want to share with you, one of which is actually in LA, but I'll throw it up right here. The Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage Foundation. This is now my go-to glam foundation, and I have a few other high coverage, full coverage foundations in my collection: the Hourglass, the Jouer, the Causemetics Confidence in a Foundation. But this foundation is so amazing because it is a squeezy tube. You'll get every last drop. It's travel friendly. They have a lot of different shades, a lot of different undertones. I'm in the shade 225, Cool Peach undertone, which I'm not cool undertone, but for some reason that foundation oxidizes a little bit. So by the time it dries, it matches me perfectly. That foundation is amazing and just giving you a full face. But I will say, I wouldn't suggest this foundation for like a no makeup day where you just put on a base and that's it, because it's gonna look way too much. This is the kind of foundation that you wear if you want to go on a night out, full glam, that kind of thing. It's really gonna give you that nice flawless canvas. It's oil controlling and it doesn't break you out. And then the next one I want to mention is honestly so freaking good. I have 3 products from this brand that I discovered this year that I'm going to mention in this video because they're all amazing. Whenever I would go to LA, I would bring usually the Smashbox foundation and then this guy right here. This is the Thrive Causemetics Buildable Blur CC Cream. It looks like this. I love this packaging. This reminds me of the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation in the packaging. I love this foundation too, but you see me talk about it all the time. This one is awesome. It's a broad spectrum 35. This is in the shade Medium Beige. This has a nice sunscreen so you can throw it on as a moisturizer if you're going out and about. This just really is the kind of foundation where it gives you the CC cream benefits and it's not too much of anything. It's not too matte, it's not too dewy. It's the perfect satin finish, so I feel like it would be great for all skin types, all ages. It just is amazing. I use it as a foundation. You can use it with your fingertips or with a sponge. I use it like, you know, on a brush and I just buff it in. 2 pumps gives me perfect coverage. Like I don't really like to do more than 2, maybe 3 pumps on a foundation. It is wonderful and I highly recommend this if you're looking for an all over CC cream with good coverage, good SPF, just great all around. And then lastly, I want to mention this. I discovered this in the late summer. If you guys want to watch me do a full day wear test where I wear this out and about in the Vegas heat, I will link that down below. But this is the Too Faced Born This Way 24-hour matte foundation. This is the foundation I'm wearing on my face right now, and I really do like this foundation. You will see in that video, it did hold up very well considering the circumstances. I never tried the regular Too Faced Born This Way foundation just because I had heard it was more geared towards dry skin and I am someone with oily skin. So when they came out with the matte version this year, I was all about it. I was so excited and I'm so happy with it. I have the shade Warm Beige, which fits my self-tan shade perfectly. I am self-tan right now, so this is a good match for me. But if I wasn't self-tan, this would be a little bit too deep. But yeah, it's oil controlling, it's waterproof, it's oil-free, transfer resistant. I can go in with 3 pumps of foundation, like I used 3 pumps today, just because the consistency is thinner than something like this or like the Smashbox foundation. Like it really depends on the foundation, but really 3 is the maximum I will do. And because this is thin and liquidy, like the Bare Minerals foundation, this guy right here, I will also go in with 3 pumps. So it really has to do with the texture and the thickness of the foundation more so than like the actual coverage. If it's a little bit more thick to normal, typically I'll go in with 2 pumps. If it's a little bit thinner, I can go in with 3, and I did 3 today. It gives you beautiful medium to full coverage. Like you can see, I look pretty evened out right now. Obviously I have powder on and everything. It is a matte foundation. It's not going to give you a satin finish. It is a true matte. So for all my oily girls out there, I recommend checking this out. Okay, I guess 3 is the magic number because I have 3 brands of concealer I want to talk about. First of all, the J.Cat Stay Assurance Aqua Concealer. This is no surprise. I feel like if you've been watching my channel, I really do like this concealer. The shade range, not great. I have the shade Buff and I use this as a highlighting shade. Looks like this. The wand kind of looks like Tarte Shape Tape. It's not as creamy as Tarte Shape Tape and not as thick. It's a little bit thinner. and has a little bit more of a paste consistency, but it is still pretty creamy. Like, it is a really nice finish. It's the concealer I'm wearing under my eyes today. I use it to highlight. It is water resistant. It doesn't smudge. It doesn't crease on me, and it's just a great overall affordable.
Oh my god, is my eyelash coming off?
I feel like on camera my lashes look weird. Like there's like a harsh separation. In person it doesn't look like that. Maybe it's because of the ring light. Like in person it looks fine, but then on camera it looks like there's a big gap. So I'm sorry. It's kind of late, so yeah. Anyway, this is a great concealer. Moving on to another great affordable concealer I discovered this year. I think I discovered it this year. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer, the Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. These are really, really great. The only thing I will say about these is that they do oxidize and get darker on your skin, kind of like their original no filter concealer, which I'm a fan of. This gives you that same kind of coverage as that concealer, but it is a little bit more dewy, a little bit more creamy, and it is infused with hyaluronic acid. So if you have dry skin, it's not going to settle in your lines. It's not going to look creepy. The wand is like that flat, flexible one. So yeah. Okie dokie. So the next concealer I want to talk about, I think I discovered it last year, but I've been using it a lot this year, so I want to give it a shout out. This is the Morphe Fluidity Concealer in the shade C3.15. This is a great concealer. It's definitely thicker than the ColourPop, but it gives you such beautiful coverage. Now, I can only speak to using this as a spot concealer. I don't have a highlighting shade in this, although I totally would buy a highlighting shade in this formula, but this is my perfect, like, spot concealing shade. Like, honestly, this Wet n Wild Medium Tawny, which I don't have anymore, and then Tarte Medium Neutral, 35 Medium Neutral are the perfect spot concealing shades on me. This is a really great concealer. Very high coverage, very pigmented, doesn't crease, it blends out beautifully. It's awesome. I have two powders I want to talk about. Obviously, you guys know I love my Essence Brighten Up Banana powder, but Thrive Causemetics. This is the powder I'm wearing on my face today, and I am not kidding when I say this blurs the crap out of my skin. And I feel like I really noticed that when I went to LA earlier this summer and I was using this. This was my powder, and I remember sitting there one night, I was doing my makeup and I was like, holy shit. I know a lot of powders, like the It Cosmetics one is amazing. There's so many blurring powders. Obviously, that's a big, you know, aspect of powders. It's one of the big sellers. It'll blur your skin and just make you look poreless. This does that. I love my Beauty Bakery, but honestly, like, this just gives you such flawless, poreless skin. Like, it is amazing. The only thing that I don't really love, surprisingly, is the packaging. I don't love that there's a stopper. I like it because it's not going to get messy, but it's hard to, like, dig your brush in. Like, oh, like, I have to really, like, dig my brush in to get product, and then it's fine. I'm like, ah, yes, powder all day. This is a great product. It's called the Filtered Effects Soft Focus HD Setting Powder. This is, I think, the best loose setting powder I own, or one of them. It's phenomenal. The next powder I want to talk about is a powder foundation. This is the J.Cat, also the Aquasurance Compact Foundation, and this is in the shade Medium Beige. The only thing about these is that I feel like they need more shades, kind of like their concealer, but this is the perfect powder foundation where you want to just do a little bit here and there everywhere. I literally said this, I think, in my earlier favorites video when I mentioned this powder, that for Zoom calls or things where I have to be on camera for like virtual meetings, I will literally just have my blue light glasses on and then just pat a little bit of this all over the place. But you have to be careful. If you go in with too heavy of a hand, it will show the contrast between your real skin and the foundation, especially for me, since this is a little bit more darker and very pigmented. It can be like a harsh contrast. So a little goes a long way, go in with a light hand, but it's so creamy and so beautiful. Like, the pigment is unreal for a powder foundation. It is that great, like, all-in-one product if you just want to do a little bit of concealer. And obviously with quarantine makeup, you want to just throw something on a little bit and make yourself feel a little bit more presentable. This is your guy. Okie dokie, moving on to bronzer. I have two that I really want to mention. Alamar Cosmetics has been killing it. Honestly, I love everything she comes out with. This is the Brighten and Bronze Complexion Trio. It's a perfect travel palette. It is so amazing. You get three beautiful shades right here. This is not a contouring palette. This is a true bronzer palette. These powders are so creamy and pigmented and so blendable. Like, holy crap. When I'm bronzing, oftentimes I'll just mix the two bronzers together. I have the shade Medium Tan. I just love the experience overall. I feel like she nailed the perfect travel palette. And then the other bronzer I want to mention is the Bare Minerals bronzer. This is the Endless Summer bronzer in the shade Faux Tan. Kind of smells like tanning ingredients, but this is one of those cool tone bronzers that just gives you that nice kind of structured look, but also you can use it as an all over bronze as well. It's a bronzer I have on my face right now, and I did bake a little bit, but as you can see, it just gave me a nice kind of perimeter of color. I just dusted it like lightly across my forehead, obviously on my cheeks, and a little bit on my neck underneath my chin. If you can get over the smell, it is something that I feel like is one of the more unique bronzers. It's not meant to be super warm, but it gives you that warmth, if that makes sense. Okay, blushes. Again, the Alamar Cosmetics. I have so many blushes, honestly, but I'm just going to talk about two. The Alamar Cosmetics Colorote Blush Trio is chef's kiss. And I know she's come out with a couple more blush palettes recently, but these are amazing. I love the shade Paraíso in the middle. It's so beautiful, but you can see how like pigmented these really are. And honestly, I will just mix all of these. Like if I want to go in with a look, because all of the undertones are so different, I feel like when you mix it all together, you'll get that beautiful all-in-one glow. Or to that point, the undertones are all so different that it'll fit any look you're going for. If you want a peachy look, if you want an orangey coral look, if you want like a mauve look, pink look, it has everything you need. The packaging is perfect. They're so blendable. They're so highly pigmented like the bronzers, but they're so creamy and so easy to blend out that if you're looking for a blush palette or even just a series of blushes in general or bronzers, like seriously, the best. Okay, and then the other blushes I'm sure are going to come as no surprise. The Buxom Wanderlust blushes, and I'm wearing the shade Seychelles right now, or Seychelles, on my cheek. This is like the bronze kind of pink one. They're so highly pigmented. They really are primer infused because I do find that they last a really long time, even under a mask. And I just got the shade Dolly, and you can see they have a nice sheen to them. I mean, obviously Seychelles is literally glowy, but you can see even on my finger, like the pearlescence, because they're not matte blushes. They're not glittery, but they're not like flat matte. They're going to give you some life to your cheeks. So I have Seychelles on my cheeks right now, and even before highlighter, it gave me that nice kind of glow. And I love a blush like that to give me that glow without going in with highlight, because if I'm running out the door, if I don't really want to apply too much, like that's really like key for me. And these are just beautiful, beautiful formulas. I'm looking forward to trying more colors. So good, Buxom, you really did that. All right, highlighters. I have two I want to talk about, and obviously I feel like for everything I'm like, I have so many more I could mention, but I feel like I just want to talk about the true standouts that I'm like, yes. Like when I think about my favorites, like these come to mind. The Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter in the shade Lit. This is the champagne shade. I think they have 4 shades. This is the one that I hauled recently in my Sephora fall sale, but I don't care that I discovered it later on this year because this is the only highlight I need. It is so beautiful, so pearlescent. It's a highlight I'm wearing right now, but you can build it up. Like I will build this up for you on camera. Like, look at that. And because it's not glittery, it's just gonna give you that nice sheen. I think there's like crushed pearls. Like it's so beautiful. Like the way that I swatched that was so smooth on my skin. Like it will never skip on your skin. It gives you that nice highlighted look where you can get a beaming highlight or you can get something a little bit more natural and subdued. Milk Makeup, this formula is phenomenal. You killed it. And then I want to talk about something a little on the other side of the spectrum in terms of price. This is the I Heart Revolution Shimmering Highlighting Powder in the shade Banana. This one is so cute because you have like a little gold banana in here. And what's great about this is that this actually changes the color. So you can have a pure yellow highlight if you want something gold, or you can have a pure champagne highlight, or you can mix it, and either way it comes out so beautiful on the skin. Like you can see how blinding that is. Like if you want a true deep gold, or even like on the lid, like this is really beautiful. It is a little bit more sparkly than the Milk Makeup one. Obviously this goes on like butter. Like it's amazing. This, for the price, I think it's like $7 to $8, is really beautiful. You can find this at Ulta, and it's so cute. It's so unique. Okay, after highlighter comes brows, I guess. And the NYX Fill and Fluff brow pencil was great, but honestly I just keep going back to my e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil, although I am wearing the LA Girls Shady Slim Brow Pencil today. But the e.l.f. brow pencil is where it's at, but I'm not going to talk your ear off about that because I always do. But I want to call attention to some brow gels, and I love brow gels, but this is the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel in the shade Dark Brown. It's so easy to travel with, so easy to touch up with. And this is one of those products that you just put it in your brows if you don't want to add anything else, and you're good to go. It's pigmented enough, it's liquidy enough where it's going to give you that color. It's phenomenal. Then also the Mellow Causemetics Tinted Brow Gel is one that surprised me and I actually used a lot this year as well. This is one of those tinted brow gels that gives you that nice acorn spoolie, and it is liquidy, but it's a nice mixture of liquidy and fibers. Like, I would say this is a product that would happen if this product, the ColourPop gel and the Milk Makeup Gel, which is amazing. I don't want to talk about that because like you guys know, this is like my favorite brow gel, but it's like these two had a baby. Like, it really is, because this is a little bit more fibery and this is a little more liquidy, but this is like the Goldilocks of the two. And I will use this a lot as well if I am just going in for a one and done, don't want to apply any pencil or anything. This is the product I will use. I love it. Okay, I feel like I don't really have any standout eyeliners this year, you guys, so I don't want to like mention it. I mean, today I used the Ulta Micro Felt Tip Liner in black, but I haven't been doing that much liquid liner this year other than doing like tutorials and stuff, so I don't really have a standout liquid liner that I'm like, oh my god, you need this. So we are going to get into mascara, and I'm a mascara freak. I love my mascara, but obviously you guys know my Better Than Sex is freaking amazing, ride or die. But the two that I feel like I use the most this year are these for sure. Now, this is my favorite mascara of all time. This is the Essence Lashes of the Day Super Volume Mascara. It's in a cute little pink tube. The wand looks like this. It is a natural hair wand, and it's going to give you literally everything. It's going to give you length. It's going to give you curl. It's going to give you volume. It's going to give you definition. It's going to give you separation. This is the perfect all-in-one mascara. I love Essence mascaras, and this is my favorite one for sure. It is the most dramatic one. If you don't want a super dramatic mascara, we have a lot of others. I will link my mascara video down below if you want to check out some of the other mascaras that I have or have owned. But I don't know if they're discontinuing this, and I'll be so sad if they do, because this is seriously amazing. I love it so much. Then another Thrive Causemetics product that honestly blew me away. Like, this is such an amazing product. This is the Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. The packaging is heavy, but it's worth it. Like, seriously, this wand is so freaking badass. Like, you can see it's got that nice spiky wand. It's the same kind of wand as like the Tarteist Lash Paint, where it's that plasticky bristle wand, but this gives you so much length and so much volume as well. Like, you wouldn't expect that from a brush this skinny, but it's so good. This is my go-to lower lash mascara. I will do it on my lower lashes because it just grips onto every single one. For my lashes to be curled and maintain a curl is a big deal for me because I have straight lashes. This makes my lashes stay lifted the whole day or the whole night. It is amazing. And the great part about this is that you won't get any smudging because it is a tubing formula. So when you take it off or when it comes off, it doesn't come off in smudges. Like, it's not going to be like a liquid formula that comes off. It literally comes off like in tubes. So this is holy grail for me. Okay, time for eyeshadow. I have 4 eyeshadow palettes I want to share with you, and I discovered so many this year, but these are the ones I feel like really stood out to me. Obviously, again, this was a later find in the year, but I love it. It's a palette I'm wearing on my eyes right now. This is a Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette, and I have not been blown away by an eyeshadow palette in terms of formula like this in a while. Like, you have so many beautiful colors, so pigmented, so rich, so creamy. The mattes blend like butter. Like, it's what I have on my eyes right now. You can do so many different looks with this. Warm, purple, mauve, gold, green. Like, it is a beautiful, beautiful palette, and it smells like freaking vanilla coconut gingerbreadness. It's pumpkin spice, so I love seasonal things. I'll obviously wear it in the fall, but you have so many versatile colors in here that you could definitely wear this year round. I got this in a BoxyCharm earlier this year, I think in the summer. This is the Violet Voss Essentials eyeshadow palette. This is a great palette, great to travel with. You got that nice kind of packaging with a nice mirror, and I love this. I did a whole jewel tone eyeshadow tutorial with it. I will link that down below if you want to see this bad boy in action. But you have so many great shades. Violet Voss shadows are some of the best shadows I've ever worked with. Their hashtag palette is one of my favorites for life. The black is amazing. The mattes are amazing. Like, you have so many beautiful shades in here that are so richly pigmented. Like, that is no joke. I absolutely love this palette. I think the quality is really good. I know some people don't really love Violet Voss shadows, or I feel like it's kind of underrated, but trust and believe, like, this palette and the hashtag palette are the 2 Violet Voss ones I own, and they are chef's kiss. Like, why did I just do that? Chef's kiss. You can create so many looks with this because you have nice transition shades and you have nice deepening shades, and then you have an array of lid shades. So this is a great palette. And then last but not least, like you guys had to have known this was coming, e.l.f. bite-sized palettes, the cream and sugar kind and the shade Truffles. You get high quality eyeshadows in here, guys. They're so pigmented and creamy. They feel like high end. They're really, truly a great find, and they have a lot of different varieties. Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hello? Hello? Yeah, these are $3. So you would just be a fool to not get these because you really can't go wrong. Like, you could travel with an all colorful palette, rainbow, neon, holographic, and then bring these two things and you're set, because you can make a look out of anything using these two as your backbone. They're honestly essentials. After eyes comes lips. Now, I have a few lip things I want to share with you. I have two standout lip liners from the year that I really want to mention. I feel like this year was the year that I really got into lip liner. Before, I really wasn't super into it, but now I just love that look of a contoured, like neat lip application. The first one I want to mention is the shade BFF2. It's the one I'm wearing on my lips right now. It's by ColourPop, and it's a nice, like, creamy, like, deep nude shade. They have a series of BFF lip liners. They're all nudes according to your skin tone, but I love BFF2 because it is a little bit deeper, so you can ombre it with a lighter nude in the middle. And then Milani Color Statement lip liner in the shade Spice. This was a lip liner that started it all for me, honestly, this year. Once I discovered this lip liner, I was comparing every other lip liner I would buy thereafter to this lip liner. I have to sharpen it, I'm sorry. But it's so creamy. Obviously, it's that beautiful warm terracotta shade. I wear this with every single warm lip that I'm doing. It is a staple. And I have the shade Natural as well, which is the more nude one. But honestly, I feel like this one's better. Maybe it's because it shows up on me more, but this is so good. And honestly, they're affordable, so you really can't go wrong. And they're both cruelty-free, so creamy, a lot of different shades. Formula-wise, these are so good. Definitely go out and get them. You will not be disappointed. I feel like this year was also the year of lip glosses. And I want to mention the Patrick Ta lip gloss. I don't know where it happened to it, but I'm going to put a picture up of it here. I have the travel size version. And this was my favorite, like, shiny, sparkly, glittery gloss discovery of this year. Patrick Ta gloss, it's minty and it's so high shine and reflective, but not too sticky. It is the perfect consistency. I absolutely love it, and definitely go check it out. It is my favorite and I will always travel with it. The other gloss I want to mention that it's just a pure clear gloss that I was using so much this year is the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss. This is like, look at that. My lips just instantly look a lot juicier. I keep this next to me at my desk because it just is so comforting. It's CeraMe, but it's thick enough where it's not going to just come off right away when you're eating or drinking. This just makes your lips feel hydrated for so long. And they actually have a few different shades. I just have the clear one. This is called 01 Behind the Scenes, but they're like $2 to $3. It's a really amazing formula. I highly recommend it. Another Alamar Cosmetics product, guys. These are the Alamar Cosmetics Desnudas lip gloss, and I have the shade Mommy Spice Latte and Dolce. Mommy Spice Latte was the gloss I took with me to LA for Thanksgiving, and I threw this on every single day of my life. These are very thick and sticky glosses, okay? They're not CeraMe. They're not going to give you that nice thin kind of lip oil like these. Stay on for the long haul, but you can see they're so shiny. Mommy Spice Latte is that really beautiful kind of like terracotta nude. Like, if I would be on Zoom meetings, I would literally honestly just do this, throw this on, and I'm good to go. Like, that's all I need, and you look put together, you know? And then Dolce is another, or Dulce, I'm sorry. It's very, very thick and pigmented. This is the kind of gloss that you could put a lip liner on, but I would suggest using a mirror with these because these are literally like extremely liquefied lipstick, high shine liquefied lipsticks, but you can see they're so glossy, so beautiful, and they just make your lips feel and stay hydrated for so long. And I love lip glosses for that because honestly, lip balms don't last on me the way that I would like them to these days. For me, it's all about lip gloss, and they're phenomenal. I have two lipsticks I want to mention, one of which I was wearing underneath my gloss that I just put on. Too Faced Sex on the Peach, woo! Lipstick is so good. It smells like peaches. I don't know if they're discontinuing this line, but if you can see, they have little peaches imprinted on here. And oh my gosh, this formula is so good. It's matte, but it's creamy, and it's a beautiful, beautiful mauve. I got the shade because I didn't have anything like it in my collection. And then the Real Her No Filter Moisturizing Lipstick is an amazing, amazing lipstick. You guys know Real Her. All of their products in general, their lip products, the liquid lipsticks are amazing. I've raved about all of their lip products this year, but No Filter is that girl. All of their formulas are amazing, but this is so moisturizing and creamy. This is like one of my new favorite nudes. Like, it's a beautiful pinky nude, stays on your lips, but is so comfortable and hydrating. It is really that biatch. I wanted to mention lashes. My favorite lashes of this year were obviously the Kiss Lacy lashes. I don't know if I would say obviously, but the pair of lashes I'm wearing on my eyes right now, I don't know why it looks like I have a weird gap. I promise I don't look that weird in person, but it's probably because of the lighting. I put these on and they give my eyes a look like no other. They're so fluttery and they never look like too much, but they give me just enough drama and volume that I truly love them. I wore them on my birthday. These are perfect if you want to do something really glam or something more casual. People are not going to look at you and be like, that's like so much. Like, it gives you enough. Okay, and then last but not least, setting spray. You guys know that I love my Morphe. I love my Cover FX, but the one I discovered this year that I actually really do like is the Morphe Mattifying Continuous Setting Mist. Now, I will probably not use this that much in these couple of months because it's cold outside, but during the summer, this was an amazing, amazing find. The only thing is that you have to shake it up really, really well because you can see there's like powder that kind of like clogs up the nozzle if you don't wipe it, which I should wipe this. This does a great job at keeping your makeup matte. You have to shake it really well so that the mattifying particles don't like coagulate, and then you spray it and it's like that really nice like fine mist. It's watermelon scented, which is great for the summer, and I love this so much. Obviously, this is still my holy grail because it's so much more versatile. The regular continuous setting mist, which I've purchased like umpteenth times, but this is really nice. It really locks into your makeup. You literally feel your face tightening, so it is great underneath a mask and the sweltering heat. It's awesome. All right, everybody, and that is it. I cannot believe we've finished my favorite product of 2020. I've discovered a lot of makeup this year. In quarantine, online shopping was a thing. Makeup therapy was a thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this rundown of my favorite products. Let me know what your favorite products were. If you have any of these, if you have similar or differing opinions, let me know your absolute favorite makeup product in the comments below. I would love to know. I want to say thank you so much for watching this year. If you have been watching me this year, I really, really appreciate you. And here's to an even better year in 2021 all around for the world. But as I mentioned earlier, don't lose sight of what you already have that, you know, you're not going to have one day. And, you know, 2020 was shitty, but we have so much that we're not going to have one day, truthfully. So be thankful for what you have. Never take a moment for granted. Don't take people in your life for granted. Yeah, here's to prosperity and health and happiness and a more fruitful 2021. Hopefully less sad and definitely more of a sense of normalcy. So yeah, wishing you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye. Happy New Year.